Hey there, tarot friends. Happy Monday. I made it a minute late, but I'm here. I brushed my hair. Look at that little swoop. Okay, here's what's happening. I have had quite the morning already. Have done some work. I am working today. Some people where I work take off the days between the holidays. I used to do that for a handful of years when I first got together with Ryan, because he worked at a shop at that time that shut down for the last 2 weeks of the year. And so I took those days off. Now I usually work them because he's working them. And so I just save those days for something else. So the point of this story is I'm also working it this year because I have a lot to do from last week with work stuff, because we're getting a new website and a new background thing to like upload things to our website. And so, well, I guess that's it. The website is staying the same, but the software we use to upload things, which is a big part of what I do, is changing. And so there's all this craziness going on with that. And I had to do a couple like last minute meetings last week for that. And so I am behind on my regular work a little bit, but I also worked extra. I think I'm up like almost 3 hours extra that I get to take off at some point. That's just like flex time now. So anyway, thanks for letting me ramble, because I'm like a little bit stressed about a bunch of things. Not majorly stressed about any one thing, but everything is just kind of happening all at once. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but that's my preamble for this morning on this Monday. And some of the things I didn't really realize until last night. And so I thought I'll go live tomorrow because I didn't get to last week. And, I miss you all. And we didn't get to do archetypes because my internet was out. And then Friday, I thought about maybe hopping on, but it was a holiday and I just wanted to kind of chill out. So anyway, we're going to get into my planner that I received and talk about some January and overall 2022 stuff. And it's still a great day to do this. I still need this because this will put me in like a settled mood, and then I will get on with my productivity for the day. But I just had to get some of that out because I'm about to burst. Okay, so Ange is here, wishing you all a happy and healthy 2022. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Nancy says, good morning. Deanne, looking forward to this topic. I have chosen a new planner for 2022. Ooh, I think about switching it up sometimes or maybe adding one, but I'm so in love with my Benebell planner, as you all know. I know there are really cool ones out there though, so I'm excited to see what you'll be working with too. Isabel says, dropping by to say happy Christmas. Everyone can't stay to chat, unfortunately, is heading out with family for afternoon. We'll catch up later and hopefully join you all another day. Thank you so much for popping in to say hi. I hope you have a really nice time with your family. I saw Isabel post yesterday about just feeling like that mom overwhelm and not getting much time to herself. So, yeah, I really sympathize. I did get some good stretches of relaxed time over the holiday weekend. But again, last night when I was shifting back into like the real world and just remembering all these things, it is just really hard. So let's all send some love to Isabella as she tries to navigate all of that. So I think that's it for now. Oh, and here's Sandra. I was going to say, I just saw someone else pop in, and there's Sandra. Hello. So yeah, the work stuff has been a bit chaotic, though I think once I actually get into it today, I'm going to see where I left off with things, and like that won't be such like an overwhelm piece as it was last week. Actually, I think I'm in better shape actually. Regina is here multitasking, and I did send Regina a message because I forgot to check with her about going live today. Not that I can check with all the tarot tubers on the planet, but I do usually check with Regina because she's my buddy, and I'm just doing an off schedule thing. Simon's here. Hello. And we have Zane popping in. So I'm assuming notification has gone out now. Plus, it's just not my normal day. So the work stuff, let me just get the rest of this out so I can focus. Regular work stuff. Okay, we talked about that. Just since we woke up this morning, Max got up a bit early, but he climbed in bed with me. So that was great and went back to sleep. So I got decent sleep last night, but I'm also like 32 weeks pregnant, and it's getting harder to like roll back and forth and toss and turn. And so I was tossing and turning quite a bit last night, but that's not as big a deal as when I'm just up for 2 hours or 3 hours straight, which has been happening like once a week for the past month, just pregnancy insomnia. So last night wasn't one of those nights, but I was up and rolling and tossing and turning. Blah, blah, blah. When Max got up early, I was glad that he was happy to climb in bed and go back to sleep. So I got a little more sleep. And then as soon as we got up, just everything, nothing going downhill like super fast or super terribly or anything like that. But it's just been a hectic morning. I've had one sip of this coffee. Let's have a sip. I had just enough time to get downstairs, make breakfast really quickly, and get my coffee made. And usually I have a little more time, so I just feel sort of hectic. Then the other issue is that last night I realized that for some reason I was thinking that Max's birthday was on a Friday or a Sunday. I don't know why. It's on Saturday. It's 3 weeks exactly from Christmas. And I've said on this channel before that his birthday is 2 weeks after Christmas, but that's because I just think about Christmas and New Year's being one thing calendar-wise. And then I'm like, oh yeah, his birthday's the 15th, so that's 2 weeks later. No, Max's birthday is 3 weeks later. It's on January 15th. And that's a Saturday, which means I'm scheduled to teach. So I don't really want to drive to Lansing because I'm gone 5 hours. It takes almost an hour to get there. And then I teach 12, 1, 2 for 3 hours, and then I drive back home. So I don't want to be gone 5 hours on his birthday, but I'm like, well, I really shouldn't be going in person anymore anyway, because we're surging again in Michigan, which started like at the end of November. So we're still climbing in our fourth surge here. Things are terrible. Hospitals are overwhelmed. I'm already a high-risk pregnancy without even considering COVID. And so like I was in person for a while, and now I just feel like I shouldn't be. So I'm going to be teaching online probably anyway, and that's fine, but I need to finish the show that I'm working on. The show will be on stage mid to late February when I'm due. So I won't be there regardless, but I'll be watching it on Zoom. And I'm the choreographer of it's like a half hour to 35 minutes, I think, is what my total runtime is. And I've been working on choreographing that. We started, I guess, late September, early October on setting that choreography. So that's a thing I'm doing. I still owe the director like all of these notes, costume notes. I owe some of the soloist notes. I'm hoping to be able to work on all that today. I'm just a jumbled mess of I have too many jobs. But I love my jobs and I'm grateful for them. But like everything is just kind of mashing up right now into craziness. And I'm trying to get a lot done before I have the baby. And so it's just, we're just getting to that point. So once again, thank you for listening to me semi-complain, I guess. I'm not really, but I just need to clone myself sometimes. But, I just have a lot going on. And I thought, even so, and maybe especially so, we should talk about 2022 today and figure that out. So I see Simon is listening and edging some goddess oracles. Oh, Debbie is saying hello. I'm driving, so can't like say hello individual, but hello, Debbie. Oh, infusion day, yay, good luck. We'll be thinking about you. Sandra has requested Simon show us the edging project when he is finished. Kay Sways, hello, I'm brand new to your channel. I'm also a choreographer and a teacher. I'm in the middle of doing choreo for Little Mermaid. I know all the fields we're having. Yeah, it's, oh, there's just a lot. It's a very cool job. But then all of a sudden you get to this point where you're like, wow, the show is X weeks or days or whatever away. And you just, all of a sudden, I'm like, well, we didn't really finish the third piece. We didn't really finish the fifth piece because my show is like all one. I mean, it's all one running thing, right? And so it's just like, well, that one's not done. We need to transition from this to there. Do I have all the people on the floor or can some of them? It's just like everything, all these like last minute things, I just get chills. Start adding up. And so I'm just hoping for some time today, if I can take off those couple hours extra that I worked at my day job last week and use that this afternoon to kind of map everything out, get the notes to the director and get those things done, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, right, people are going to be watching this in less than 2 months. And also I'm having a baby in less than 2 months. So it's just this like, it's just go time. That's all. 5, 6, 7, 8. We will get it done. Okay. Sip, sip. So here's one cool story. So my Benebell planner, this is called, sorry, I'm getting like bleached out by all the light, but you know how I am. Benebell Wen's Metaphysician's Day Planner. Okay, so when I say my Benebell planner, that's what I'm talking about. This is my third one. So one is over. I wish I could show you, but I can't get this belly up right now. My first one is over on the shelf. So the first year I did like a full cover, a design that I chose from Lulu. So when you buy these, they're $25 and they come with star charts in the front. They come with your natal chart and your solar return. Okay. So you could pay $25 just for your charts, right? This is $25 for your charts and sorry phone. Oh my gosh. For a whole journal that's this big, and you can get it spiral bound at Lulu. So anyway, you pay and she emails you and you get a link for Lulu, and then you can pick your size. You can do a little, is it called A4? Like the smaller size, but I love a big book and I love spiral bound, and so it's just the perfect thing. So this is my third year having it. Last year it looked like this because I couldn't get the templates to load on Lulu, which is not usually a problem, but just the connectivity I had at the time, I couldn't get that ready. So you can do, this is what I was going to say. Lulu offers like cover templates and designs. Benebell sends you cover designs that you're welcome to use. Please get just blocked by, okay. Someone else might be trying to do that. Okay, there's an error, whatever. Basically, you get options. You can use your own picture. You can use the designs that Benebell provides, or you can use things even on Lulu that they offer. So I couldn't get that going, and I was on just a break at work when I designed this one, and I really wanted to get it printed and in the mail. So I'm like, I'll just use one of my pictures. So on Lulu, even if you don't have the connectivity to get like the full downloads, you can still choose a color, right? Like a band color around the top, and you can do full, even with just this option, this basic option, there are still like 6 or 7 designs. You can do just words on the front or whatever. And I'm like, I'll just throw a cute picture on there. So there's me and Max, because this was very much that stage. He was older than this. I mean, this was just a year ago, obviously, but I was still very much feeling like this divided landscape, which is kind of what we're talking about here. So what I've done the same every year is put a Marie White, creator of Marielle Tarot. I've put one of her quotes on each one of mine. So that's a consistent thing I've done. And I wanted to keep that going. So I put this because it reminded me of this quote, right? So I put this on here, and you can see right here, he's holding my shirt. He used to do that when he was a baby, and I loved it so much. So basically, we're just babbling through my little design things that I like to do. And then this part stays the same. Your charts are right in the front. And then it goes into, you get like the year at a glance with the dates, a symbol for the year. And then it changes a bit. So you get the next 3 years in the year at a glance, okay? And then it goes into the 2021 annual plan and then a year-end reflection. Now these I have in a different book actually. So this is blank. So I'm going to show you, but I want you to see like, because this basic part stays the same. So you have the year ahead plan and then the year-end reflection. And then I really loved this journal because you have the months, like the month calendar, and then you have the weekly with like space to write. And so I will use the monthly as like my mother life calendar. And then those are all in the front together, all the months for the whole year. And then it goes into the weekly. So here's like January 4th, 2021. And you have, now I didn't write anything except for the cards in here, but sometimes I do write in that other space. Okay. And if I get little like live readings from people, I will pop it in here, like Chris or Tangi or whoever. One of mine shows my Simon reading, but it must be in there. Anyway, there are a couple blank pages in the back where I have notes like that we go over here on the lives. Like I have some archetype notes in the back. I used this partially for my Lenormand study with Kelly over the summer. And then it has all kinds of things. So in addition to it being a journal, then there's also Latin alphanumeric gematria, which I don't even know what that word means because Benevilla is so fancy. And then there are I don't know, but it explains everything underneath. So we have fire, water, air, fire, earth, air, and then all the other combinations, so on and so forth in this grid. And it like, you get all this extra information about different spiritual practices, different methods of divination, cartomancy, numerology, right? So we have numerological information here on these 2 pages. It just comes with so much. And so there's a keyword and correspondences page for tarot cards, right? It looks like this, and then I'll read you some. The Fool, upright, harbinger, reversed, indiscretion, metaphysical correspondence is air, Kabbalistic numerology is 3, and those are all the categories for tarot. Now I don't read reverse, but I mean, I like having this information because I read the card holistically and have it as part of the reading if I feel that it's, if that's part of it. There's a Feng Shui celestial dial, Kua numbers from Feng Shui, all of these sigils, the roster of Taoist food sigils for spell crafting, right? So like she gives you all sorts of stuff. The different elements for Feng Shui. Let me see what else there is. Zodiac signs with modality and elements. Just so many things. The astrological celestial bodies, the 12 houses. So if you are interested in any of these things, like you just have this reference all the time. So I love these. Some of those pages will change, but she outlines in detail what changes from year to year. And as an option, when you pay the $25, you have to pay more to get these additional things printed from Lulu. But you can also get, so these are the 2 extra guides. The first year I bought no extra guides. This year I opted for printing these 2. So, and there are the covers, and they have different color like gems to go with her most recent tarot deck, to go with that motif. So one of these books is Metaphysician's Guide to 2022. Okay. And then one of them is, it's called something similar. This one's a little thicker. Metaphysician's Day Planner, a General Guide. And then the subtitle is An Operation Manual for the Metaphysician's Day Planner. So this is like how to use this planner. Now you don't need this. This other one that I showed you is quote unquote just a planner. You can do with it as you will. You can read the information is there, but what that is there. But what we have here is even more information and more detail as opposed to like a chart and then an explanation at the bottom. This teaches you more in depth about the reference sheets in your planner. So numerology and why name analysis for the grimoire pages of the planner, right? So then it goes into more detail about that section, okay? You could get this and just be occupied all year. Do you know what I mean? You could have a couple decks you use. I mean, honestly, that it's just so much information. So these are amazing, and they're nice and like smooth. They're like rose petally, but not sticky. So the last fun thing, the last little note about my planner. Let's take a sip because I'm like manic right now. Plus, or she says hi, and Gerald is here, and I'm talking 900 miles an hour. Hello, Gerald and Orshi. Thank you so much for being here. So I was talking to Chris. So I've shouted out Gerald for this before, but another shout out for Gerald because he sent me the link to this on day 1 when Benabel announced that it was available. She was obviously very busy getting the Revelation edition boxed up and sent out, which I'm also very grateful to have. And soon after that, I said here on the channel, I'm like, hey, it's going to come soon. I know it is. I hope she announces it soon. I want to get that ordered. And I had faith that it was going to happen. But Gerald, so sweet of him, sent me the link from the blog as soon as it came out, which is great because like I don't read the blog. I subscribe to it or whatever, but I just don't have time. So anyway, I stopped everything I was doing at that moment and ordered my planner. Though I didn't really, because I had to wait until that night to figure out what I was going to put on as my quote. So I was talking to Chris and I said, I need to figure out which card from the Mary L I'm going to choose to pull the quote from to use for my planner. And maybe, you know what, maybe that conversation happened prior to ordering day. It could have happened before. And I thought that this one was from the Empress, and I didn't have any method in previous years. Like my first one is about the tower, and it links like the tower and the star. In the darkness, that was the tower the star will guide you home or something like that. Okay. So I used that, and I just randomly picked that because I loved that quote. So there was no association to my year or my numerology for the year or anything like that. I mean, this quote resonated with me at this time, even though Max wasn't this little. So that's really the only reasoning that I chose this, but I assumed it was from the Empress. But this quote is from the world. Okay. So the womb of life, right? The world. But in my head, I just kept thinking Empress because I was in such this like mom mode. And I know that that's not all that the Empress is, but I just wanted to say that because Chris said, like, in an instant, well, I think your card of the year is the world. So maybe something from that. And I was like, oh, I hadn't even like figured out my card for the year for 2022. So I'm like, I will do that. So I looked up in my Marielle book what a good world quote would be. And I found the one I used last time. So now I've had 2 years in a row of the world, but I think it is super appropriate. And I received this on the 21st on the solstice. And look at this random, it's not really random, but look at this sunny picture I chose. Some of you know how I feel about the sun, that it's overwhelming and it's too hot and it's too much for me. But this was like a cool November day that I took this picture of my front yard and I just thought it was beautiful. And so I'm like, that's a nice picture for 2022. I'll need a little sunshine. I'll be in that 4th trimester, quote unquote, after having baby. I'll need something, a bright spot to, having a baby is a bright spot, but it's also very difficult. And I thought this will be great. So this is the quote I chose. And then I also put Metaphysician's Day Planner 2022 by Benabel Wen on this. You don't have to. You can type something on the back. You can choose where that goes. The other ones don't have that, but I wanted to put that on there this time. I don't know why. I just liked how it looked. So the world is the landscape of the abyss in which the fool traverses. So that is my quote. And I thought, again, would relate to my stage of life in 2022. So very cool. You can customize your covers. It comes with lots of information. That is my semi-quick rundown of how and why I love my Benabel planner. It has all of like the spiritual quote unquote holidays listed under the days, the Lunar New Year, Year of the Water Tiger, all of these things are included there. There's also like a moon ephemera page. Is that what it's called? I might be making that up. So for January, oh, it looks like moon and all of the fixed, or what are they called? The inter planets, what are they called? I did this last year. Anyway, it's not fixed planets. Anyway, has this. So you can see January 1st, all of these things, right? Sun in Capricorn, moon in Sag, so on and so forth. Gerald says, I can tell you like this planner because you haven't breathed since I showed up. 10 seconds ago, I was like, wow, asthma, I can't. Let's take a sip. Okay. Phew. My midwife asked me a few weeks ago, because like they rotate, so I have a group of them. And talking about labor and delivery, she's like putting some notes on my chart. She's like, did you have, were you medicated last time for labor and delivery? And I was like, nope, just oxygen. I'm like, can I have that again? And she said, yeah. Oh, I'm like, some bitch, I already can't breathe. Help me out. Gerald said, I didn't get one of these this year. It might overwhelm me. I knew you were kind of on the fence about it. I didn't know, and I hadn't heard you talk about it, so I kind of thought maybe you didn't. Now, sometimes like it's $25. So for me, I'm like, if I don't go through every page, that's fine. And a lot of this you can reuse. You know what I mean? Like you could buy this 1 year and use it just as the planner, and then go through the information any other year. You know what I mean? You could just use the calendar days and not do anything else. Do you know what I mean? The information provided as reference or further study or whatever you want to call it doesn't impact you like using. I just wanted a place where I can put my daily draws. I also put my weekly draws in here when I do them. Like for December, I'm doing daily tarot, daily oracle, and weekly tarot with a winter weight. So that was my thinking. I'm like, I'm not going to hold myself to like going through this entire book. So yeah, I mean, sometimes in my life, I don't even have like will be a week or a month sometimes where I don't have anything even written on my month because sometimes I don't have time for a daily draw. So that just is what it is. Go back to the beginning and listen to me ramble about all my jobs. We didn't even talk about all my jobs, but talked about a couple of them. So anyway, there's my planner for the year ahead and a little bit about what I plan to do with it, which is so far what I've done in past years. Hoping I will get a little time to read through that some of that extra stuff this year, as I'll be holding tiny baby a lot. And yeah, when Max was a newborn is when I read through, without even looking at the cards, that's when I read through my Archetypes book by Kim Kranz and fell in love with that deck before I really even got the deck out of the inner box. So who knows what will come from my time reading whatever I'm reading once this baby comes. So I have mentioned that my writing desk that's upstairs in the baby's room is going to have my Marielle Tarot, and I'm planning to print out all of the Chris Kelly at Elemental Cartomancy, printing out the slides from his Marielle study group. I'm almost always in his Thursday lives, but I missed so many of the Marielle days because of like appointments and weird stuff like that, that I just don't, I usually can't even make it on those days. It's the weirdest thing. But that has already been my plan to print out my Chris Kelly stuff and have that upstairs on my writing desk, which was my grandmother's, to have my Marielle and my Chris notes up there, and also my blog, art history for past lives. That is going to be another thing. I'm going to have those two things upstairs with me during that time, and then whatever I'm using for my daily draws, even though I'm not going to hold myself to daily draws because it probably won't be possible most of the time, which probably doesn't make sense because I'm talking about like these deeper dive things, but reading and writing is just different than getting cards out. Reading especially I can do with one arm while the other one's holding baby. So anyway, let's take another sip, and then we need to figure out January decks. I don't have them chosen yet. You're going to help me. Okay. So what I was thinking, let me lean back. So Voyager Tarot, which I showed, I'm looking under the table to see what I have down here. So the Voyager Tarot that I got from Jennifer, I think is going to be a January thing. But I think what I'm going to do with that is do like a year ahead in a specific, I usually do a January year ahead for myself. And then I have someone else do a springtime year ahead that I do like in March usually. Like starting for March. And so I will do year aheads for different things. So I'm thinking I'm going to use Voyager for maybe like dance in the year ahead or something like that. And then I might do a year ahead for like family dynamics, home life, stuff like that. And I usually also will pair an Oracle deck with those. So that will be 4 decks. So Voyager is going to be one of those like categorical things. And then I don't really know. So right before we started, I thought maybe I would like Oak, Ash, and Thorn for my January deck. So do we have thoughts about that? Also going to do a Lenormand because I haven't done one. I usually do one in September for my birthday. But I didn't this year because things were just a little hectic during that time. What else is new? And Chris Kelly sent me a year ahead for my birthday. So I have been working on that like in depth each month. So I didn't do a Lenormand for myself, which is usually my birthday thing. So I'm thinking Oak, Ash, and Thorn for my January daily, and my winter weight will continue through January being my weekly. I've been doing those on Wednesdays throughout December. So I'm thinking Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And then, oh, that would look really nice with transient light. Maybe I'll just stack them right up. Anyway, is this my winter weight over here in this stack from last week? Yes. Okay. So there's my December stuff. You might recall Golden Thread and Illuminated Earth are my daily tarot and oracle for December. And then my weekly is my winter weight, which is still just in this box from whatchamacallit. I can't think what it's called. The site where winter weight comes from. And yes, Gerald is talking about Ben & Bell's planner. It is really affordable for what you get. It's just amazing, and it just love it. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. That's not my child calling for me, is it? To go help him with his screen because, again, I saw Sandra laughing earlier. I really don't want to get this belly up off the floor live on YouTube at this stage in the game. It's quite the project. Tarot collectibles. I think so. Thank you. Yes. There's my friends coming through. So for an oracle, I don't really care if the things like match or coordinate because I can just make anything work together. Okay. But I could put some thought into it. Oak, Ash, and Thorn. Ooh, maybe a goddess deck. Simon is edging goddess decks of some sort. Let me see how that looks together. I haven't used this in a while. This is the Colette Baron Reed Goddess Power Oracle. I think this is the pocket edition. Oh, and there he is. Simon says, okay, decks edge back in the room. Because these are kind of earthy tones. Maybe I'll use these together. I haven't had this out in a while. Okay, let me see here. These will look nice. Oh, and they still smell really good. Also, I got Christmas money from my mom the other day, and I purchased the Greenwich Oracle, which I've been wanting for a long time. And I also got, or she did a flip through of this the other day, and I think Scott had mentioned it before as well. Star Code Activation Zodiac Oracle. Anyway, I think that's what it's called. It's really beautiful, and I haven't had a new astrology deck in a while, so I thought this will be cool. I will use that. So I bought 2 oracle decks with my Christmas money. Then yesterday, with not Christmas money, I saw an Antique Anatomy Ephemera edition up for grabs, and so I bought that for myself. Which is very exciting. So that will be on its way to me as well. But that should be here in time. That should be here in the next couple days. Oh, there's Orshi. I'm mixing Kyle Gray deck with that. Star Codes Astro Oracle. Okay. There it is. So that's what that's the damage I've done in the past couple days. I'm like, you know what, Antique Anatomy, I mean, again, I've been saying this a lot this month. A lot of things that have been on my list for a while are kind of making their way to me. A Carol Hertzer deck from Jennifer King, as well as that Voyager. Then my 2 Oracle decks I ordered for myself for Christmas, and the Antique Anatomy Ephemera Edition will be on its way, or is on its way as of like last night. So that's exciting. Okay. But we're going to dig into things that are already here in my little room. All right. Now the box is beautiful for Oak, Ash, and Thorn, but I still would love it better in a pouch. Because like right here, this card is messed up from the box. It makes it peel, and it's the beautiful star card. I mean, it's not much, but I'm just talking about the very edge. Like, not happy. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna just have to get a Kelly bag for that. So I am thinking Oak, Ash, and Thorn and Colette Baron Reed, Goddess Power. Okay. So let's just give it a little test and see what it looks like. Zane says, yes, isn't that awesome, Sandra? Zane says, I just ordered myself the Rainbow Moon Tarot. Should be here tomorrow. Super hype about it. That sounds right up my alley. Oh, no. Or she says, hi, everyone. Sorry for not typing. My keyboard is under my table currently. No problem. Yes, and says, we're glad you're here, Orshi. Okay, so let's check this out. Just a little tester, and we can use these cards as an energy for today. Oh, well, that goes along with my my intro today. Thanks for being here, friends, and helping me through life as always. It's just real life here, you know? Super colorful, super queer, says Zane. I had never heard of it until yesterday. Wow, I feel like I heard someone talking about it a week or so ago, or like when you said that name, I was like, right, that was the thing I was supposed to check out. But I test myself sometimes. I'm like, if you don't remember what it was, then you don't get to look. Okay. Oh, those look nice together. Okay. So we have, maybe I'll read from this one too, because I'm not super familiar with the messages in this goddess deck. So from Oak, Ash, and Thorn, I drew for us the Four of Swords. Which I think is beautiful. So time for a breath, right? As others have said here. With everything that I have to do today, this week, whatever, in preparation for January. And I do want to start, I want to dig into that like New Year feeling now. And part of the reason that I've had, and I've shared before that it's Simon that I have do my springtime year ahead. So, and I've said that I don't really feel really energized and like in go mode until March. And so that's why I do that. But I really need to get some of this stuff done before my maternity leave from my various jobs and everything like that. And just in my house, right? We made a lot of progress on the baby room the weekend before Christmas so that we could get our Christmas tree set up and things like that. But the other half of the room, I still need to do some sorting, get clothes in the dressers, which means I need to empty the dressers of my junk first, so on and so forth. So there's house stuff I need to do, choreographer stuff that I need to do, all of this. So the good news is what has come up with our Four of Swords and taking, this is sort of like I need to take this rest and do these things. Yes, be productive, but do these things from a calm place. and not from this manic place, right? And part of the reason I'm so manic here was because Gerald is correct. I was talking about my Bed and Bell planner, but also getting to hang out with all of you because it's been over a week, which is crazy. And I missed you all and I need this outlet. So doing all the things from this place of being recharged. And I did have a very recharging weekend. Wednesday was crazy going to my appointment out of town. It was just a complete runaround and I won't get into it. Everything is fine, but Wednesday took a lot out of me. I was gone all day. Like Ryan beat me home from work. He got home from work before I got home from my out of town appointments. So had a regular baby appointment and then had to go scheduled to the hospital to get an injection that they don't do at my midwife's office because I have alien blood. I have A negative and I have to get a shot of like fake blood to trick my cells. Because if the baby happens to be A positive, then that's not good. It would actually be fine. But if I get pregnant again, which I don't think we're going to do, but something like that, or if something terrible happens, knocks on wood, and I get in a car accident or something prior to delivering this baby, and there's any like blood crossover, my A negative would attack the baby if the baby's A positive. So blood magic, I had to go get like, it's called Rogam. I had to go get this injection. It took absolutely forever. It was a mess. All the doors were locked at the hospital except for one. I was walking around outside in the 22-degree windy weather. It was just a mess. And I was so emotional and my stomach hurt from walking so much. And I was like about to cry out in the 22-degree weather. And then I got in the parking garage and that door was locked too. And then I did cry. So anyway, point being, Wednesday and Thursday both took a lot out of me. Thursday was a fun day, but I was just kind of worn out and Max was just 110%. Friday and Saturday were great. Sunday was great. So I have had this recharge, but waking up today and telling you all that I ramped right up again, I need to bring it back down to this. I need to just start out. So when we're done with this live, sign into work, do a couple of hours of just the easiest, checking things off the list, getting the work back out the door. And then I can take my couple hours that I have stacked up to kind of dive into some of these other things. Okay. So keeping you all in suspense, the goddess card here is Mary and it says miracles, which is great. Miracles will happen if you just believe. I think that's Whitney Houston, who I love. Anyway, I don't know if it really says miracles, but anyway. So this tells me, by Mary's grace, I will get the things done that need to be done. Either way, things will come to pass. Everything will be just fine. I just need to keep my little engine going on the track. Oh yes. Simon says I'm A negative too. I think we make up like 6% of the population, and like B negative is going to be like 2 or 3%, I think. Sandra, I saw that you got your niece her first deck, which is amazing. Oh, is it just 6 cards? She said. Oh, that's so cool. My gosh, I would have loved that as a kid. Debbie says I'm O negative, had to do the same. Yeah, so basically any negative, any RH factor that's negative means we don't have RH protein. And so yeah, any negatives. And is O positive. Simon's putting up the alien. That's what I did. I posted on my Instagram that day that I was like crying in the parking garage, and one of my my sonographer friends, she's like, "The hospital, are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have alien blood, so I needed an injection." And she's like, "Oh, A negative, me too." So Angie says, I find blood types really fascinating. I really do too. I don't know what is so intriguing about it, but I really do too. Robin, I just saw you and I already forgot if I said hi or not. So hello, Robin. Happy Monday. Thanks for being here. That reminds me, I need to watch Robin's. The other day, Robin put up a holiday haul, and I need to go check that out still. It's on my list. Sandra says, I think it would be cool to have alien blood. Yeah, so the other video I need to check out is Simon's part 2 of, it's not called part 2, so I shouldn't say that. I think it's called Customizing My Oracle X. So if you haven't checked that out, Simon did a walkthrough and an explanation of Oracle X. And it's basically, there's like a standard pack of 30, I think it is, and then you add on things. So yeah, anyway, I need to watch the second part where it goes through Simon actually customizing the deck, because I need to figure out if that's something that's going on my list. It's very interesting. Oh, Sandra says, I'm going to put up my Xmas haul video after this. That is fun. Yes, show us all your stuff. This year I won't have that big haul like I bought the end of November last year, and then we worked on it throughout the last year kind of. I won't have that going on. I'll show you the decks I bought for Christmas, my 2 oracles when those get here, and then my Antique Anatomy. That was my big buy yesterday. So I will definitely be showing you all that when the time comes, but I'm excited for your holiday hauls. So I'm going to read a bit from the Mary card to kind of help us and help me calm down, and yeah, all of that. Oh, Simon says 32 base deck. I almost said 31 for some reason. I'm like, that's not right. And so far, 500 extras. Yeah, you can choose. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you're happy with your stuff. Yeah, that's very cool. I've always wanted to like create a deck that's really customizable, but I never really thought about it in that way, really. I thought about it in terms of like alternates for like some common cards that people aren't really crazy about or that have strong opinions about. And in terms of gilding color, cardstock, things like that. I'm like, if I ever did a deck, I would make it like so many options, but I didn't ever think about in total, right? Oh, and I also saw Debbie say earlier that she got, is it called Snowland Lenormand, to kind of reinvigorate her into her Lenormand study. So that's what we still need to do. I forgot. Pick a Lenormand deck. Debbie had a book haul the other day, and there's some decks. Robin says, I have to do my year-end roundup this week before the year change. Yeah. Oh, what's Gerald being funny about? Oh, I filled one of those cards with tarot cards already, and the second one is getting filled today. Okay, so let me read from Mary. So 4 of Swords and Mary. Let me show you this again. So this is for us, though undoubtedly I think my energy, though a lot of people might feel like this after the holiday, like just needing that relaxed time, right? Taking it easy. And then miracles, right? So I just need to not push so hard. Oh, card 34. I always use the numerology too, even though it's not intended to mean anything that I know of. I always do that with oracles. I'm like, oh, a 7. Okay. And I incorporate that. Empowerment message. Mary, Mother of Miracles, has come to celebrate with you today. She is here to remind you of all the amazing wonders that are everywhere in your life right now. Look around you, especially at all the synchronistic events that have already taken place. Ever since you were born, events and opportunities have come together to support you, guide you, show you love, and present the world as you see it. Look closely and see the hand of the divine working on your behalf. You are a powerful co-creator, and so you are responsible and accountable for the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that seed your field of dreams. Remember, miracles are uncanny evidence that from the invisible world, life springs into form without any reasonable cause for the effect. Mary gave birth as the great goddess was shown to do long before the Christian myth of Mary became real. She, too, proved herself to be the very essence of creation itself. In this moment, Mary reminds you those miracles that you, too, can call into being, like finishing my show. You don't need a cause or any evidential fact or calculation to believe and then see that miracle rise up in the conditions of your life. When Mary appears, you are reminded that you will never run out of miracles. Amazing. Okay. Alignment message. Have you stopped believing in miracles? Do you think they are only for others or doubted their existence? No. Could it be you've been reading and watching the news too often and finding yourself feeling powerless and despondent? Not really. Or has the dry spell of your life gone on so long you even stopped looking for water? Have no fear, for Mary has a message for you. This is all about your mindset. This moment is an opportunity to turn things around, and it begins with your thinking. Now I'm taking this as a way to turn things around and break habits that are holding me back, right? Like getting things done, finally finalizing things from when we moved 2 years ago. I mean, really. So on and so forth. What is for you has its own divine timetable. Your alignment task is to remember that. So I skipped over a bit, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's our little message for today. Let me think about Lenormand for my January year ahead. Gerald says, I'm not doing a year-end haul video. I'm doing a channelversary on January 9th, complete with stash tags. Yes, I think I made that up, didn't I? I think I did. Anyway, that will be very exciting. My year in review video is still just saved on this computer because I don't have clips finished yet. How do these cards go so far away? I was working on like a video montage and then I ran into all those tech problems. Does anyone remember that? That's still a thing, but I don't have time to think about it right now. Gerald says, I've sort of done my own mix and match oracle with the Dixit decks. I've heard about people doing that before too. So yeah, this is what I was thinking the other day when, yeah, Gerald, I think it's available again because Debbie posted it in her Barnes & Noble haul post. I wish I could find a Shadowlands Lenormand. Yeah, I think it was out of print. I actually got one secondhand a handful of months ago and sent it with a couple other things to our sweet Chris Kelly. But that was like the out of print one. But yeah, then I saw Debbie post it the other day, so you might be in luck. Ange says January 9th is my channelversary date. Look at that. Okay, so I just have to happily shuffle these before they get put back in. And then we will pick a Lenormand and we will go. And I don't really think I shouldn't say I care, like I don't care, but I might. All right. Okay. Let me see here. I don't know which way to turn. Oh, okay. Let's go with I used Pixies for my last round of client Lenormand stuff, so let's not do that one. Let's do, oh, you know what? This is a good one. Oh, my Lenormand collection is out of control. Okay. Let's use a Blue Night Lenormand. That feels like January to me. I mean, I know it's for the year, but I haven't seen Mel in here today. Gerald says Mel and I have a casual today at 2 p.m. Yes, be sure to check that out. When I laugh, does the baby react? Not usually. This baby is super active. It just moved right now. But I think it just does whatever it wants. Oh, did you move back up? That would be good. It was like straight up and down a few weeks ago. And then the other day at the appointment, it moved sideways. But I think those are knees. Oh, good. Are you back upside down now? This baby moves a lot when I eat, and a lot when I lay down to go to bed, and then just all throughout the day because it's facing with its arms and legs out, and Max was facing with those things in, and so I couldn't feel it as much. So yeah, with things like laughing, I don't really know as much. Sometimes I feel like it has reacted when Max is by me talking, or if I'm, bumping it around a little bit, trying to get it to move. But this baby moves kind of a lot, and that I can feel. Okay, so here's the Lenormand. We've done a flip through of this before on a live. I'm just going to show you January Lenormand. Birds, garden, and it's kind of cool because those are meant to be stars, but it also kind of looks like snow to me. Like these are the backs. So this will be a great January use year ahead. The whip and broom, the star, bouquet. So winter weight will continue on as my weekly. Oak, ash, and thorn daily tarot for January. Goddess power daily oracle for January, and blue. Is there a title card? Oh, right here. Blue Night Lenormand for my Lenormand year ahead. Does Ryan play resonant music through your belly to get a baby reaction? We have not done that. We probably will when we get a little closer. We might do that this coming weekend because we get a holiday weekend again. That's a good idea. We should do that, but we haven't. Ryan was recording a lot when I was pregnant with Max, and so me and that baby belly were in the studio a lot. This one we haven't been so much because right now he is creating and building a couple guitars, and so it has been less playing music and more of the luthier focus right now. Lily, hi Joey, thank you so much for hanging out. We're about to wrap up, and then we're going to be on the lookout for Sandra's holiday haul video and Gerald today at 2 o'clock with Mel, the fox. So thank you all so much for hanging out and helping me pick what we are going to work with in January. Yeah, January will likely be my last normal pre-baby month. That's the other thing we should talk about really quickly. So tomorrow I will be on with archetypes, okay? I had to miss last week because my internet was out, but tomorrow I'll be on with archetypes. And then after that, I don't really know. It will probably be more surprise kind of pop-ups like this because after the new year, my appointments are twice a week because I'm older and I have to have double monitoring. So my appointments are on Tuesdays and Fridays, which are my tarot days, my YouTube days. So I don't know what my schedule here is going to look like after that. Look at the ship. Look how cute. Yeah, Sandra's going to upload after this, but we're just going to be keeping an eye out. The moon. So yeah, just stay tuned. We're in that pre-baby phase, so I just don't know what's going to happen after that. And if all goes well, on January 8th, Saturday, I will be on with Simon. So do check that out. That's another makeup in my life because the The power was out here and it was a crazy storm. So anyway, you'll see me then. If that all goes off without a hitch, which I mean it should. So anyway, I think that's all my rambling. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to me today and helping me get on track and into the Four of Swords, resting, but still expecting miracles track. Okay. K-Swiss is asking for Sandra's video or channel name is The Whispering Well, just as her name appears. Oh gosh, Debbie. Oh no. Oh, Beauty in the Boston. Thank you so much. Oh, Gerald. Thank you. Gerald always gives a shout out to my rambling. Thanks for hanging out. Sip, sip, everyone. You are very welcome. Okay, we're going to put it on this because that makes me feel good. All right, kids, have a really good Monday. I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern for archetypes. And until then, I hope you have a really awesome Monday, and I will see you around in the chats. Lots of love.